Welcome back to another episode of Happy Go Lucky Beho Reviews. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite films from 2020, Guy Ritchie's movie, The Gentleman. After Aladdin, Guy Ritchie moved back to his bad guy dark comedy starring Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant. The basic story revolves around private investigator Fletcher, played by Hugh Grant, who is hired to investigate Mickey Pearson, played by Matthew McConaughey. Fletcher then tries to blackmail Pearson and explains why. If you've ever watched Snatched, another Guy Ritchie film with Brad Pitt and Jason Statham, these two films are very similar in storytelling, as Fletcher is the main narrator for the viewer and segments the story unfolds as the character and story are fleshed out. That story comes to a halt and back to the present, where all the action no longer have flashbacks or backstory, but new and fresh. Done extremely well in Snatch, The Gentleman does this in the same fashion where Hugh Grant literally steals the show. Never wanting to divulge too much, as the plot thickens, it gets worse and worse for the hero, as the viewer never really knows what's going to happen next. The exhilaration is key in keeping you on your toes and wanting to know what happens next. This film is rated R for a reason, for its language and adult themes and violence. The violence is not your average Tarantino film, but it is there, but done in your typical mobster type fashion. Mostly dialogue with a large cast, you need to listen to everything to truly follow along, but each cast member is done fantastically, and I love the acting from beginning to end. All the characters are absolutely believable in their unique personalities. Only issue I had when watching the film was when Pearson visits the head of the heroin distribution, Lord George. It just seems way too easy for Pearson to exhibit that much power and have no retaliation for Lord George's men during the visit. Other than that, I was just as captivated on what would happen next. This is a good film that you would expect from Guy Ritchie. The violence with whimsical comedy and banter is from the beginning to end, but fleshes out characters for a more personal touch. This film earns an 8.5 out of 10. If you love gangster-type dark comedies, this is one especially for you, especially if you like Snatch. That's it for me on this episode. Please like and subscribe if you like my videos. Beho out, and Greg, take us out of here.
No amount of money on God's green earth can pay for that train, especially Matthew. No, for that. I want a pound of flesh.
Damn. Yeah.